Track with the win last week. How important was that to just sort of right the ship of the season right now?
Oh, really big for us, especially the way the game happened. I think the fact that, like some of our overtime games, we got out to a fairly early lead, and then the other team fought back, and in the overtimes we weren't able to stop them. This game we were able to stop them, get some good stops on defense, and then score some goals to get some separation at the end of the game on offense.
What have you noticed about Evan Malloy now, not just in the game, but now the week after that he's taken the starting role and been practicing as the starter?
Well, he's playing with a lot of confidence, and I think one of the bonuses we get out of Evan is a lot of communication with the defense. He's very vocal. We like our goalies to be somewhat of a quarterback on defense, telling the players out there where to go, who the slide is, who the second slide is, and we're getting some good talk out of him right now.
And how tough are these trips to Cornell? We've seen a lot of crazy situations over the year, but what are these Tuesday night games like?
Well, it's never been easy. You know, you're coming off of a game the week before. We didn't play over the weekend. Got a little bit of time to prepare. We probably have a little bit of help with Cornell playing against Harvard on Saturday. So a couple more days to prepare, but then we've got to look down the road and think about UNC. We're hoping the weather will cooperate a little bit so that both teams can get up and down, and we look forward to a good game against the Big Red.
Coach, I mean, it seems like Evan, defensively, he's a leader, he's vocal, but it's more of like, showing his guys that he cares. It's like they're almost, he's a leader in the sense of motivating his team when they're down. It seemed like when they were down in the third quarter, Hobart scoring goal after goal after goal, they kind of composed themselves together, and that communication kind of led to, you guys maintaining your composure.
Well, I think the fact that he's been on the team for 4 years now, and is one of the seniors out there, has another year of eligibility, so we can use him next year if he decides to come back. And he's just been friends with these guys, and he's got 4 years of experience practicing with us. He knows the defenses very well. He's good in clearing situations. He's pretty athletic, so if he gets stuck with the ball, he can run away from the other team's attackmen or midfielders in riding situations. So just needs to play with confidence. We're trying to give him as much game experience as possible right now.
Coach, not that this is necessarily the circumstance between Warren and Evan, but what's your kind of stance as a lacrosse coach on maybe doing something where you have one guy that plays the first half, one guy that plays the second half? I know it's something you've done before. What do you kind of think the pros and cons of something like that are?
Well, we've done it before. We talked about that going into the game. I just decided, in Evan's case, needed to see what he could do in 60 minutes. So decided to go with him against Hobart. It worked out pretty well. It's a possibility. We have to see how Evan's going to be playing going forward.
Do you like the kind of structure that situation lends itself to, or ideally do you wish you had one guy you could just put out there for 60 minutes?
Well, I think in the past we used it because, in Dom's case and Bobby's case, both were playing pretty well. It was a matter of who was playing better. I think in this case we want to see, the cream rise here. We want somebody to step forward, step out there and be the better of the two goalies. So we'll see going forward. I'll think about it. I've talked about it, but we've got to see what Evan can do. We've got to give him the opportunity. This is his 4th year here. I want to see what he can do in game situations.
We feel like we ask you this every year, but this Central New York rivalry, just how special is it taking on Cornell every year, especially,
Yeah, I mean, you can almost see the campuses from each other. It's an hour and 15 minutes down the road by bus. It's a day trip for us, and both teams are pretty familiar with each other players. And they're a pretty similar team to us. They graduated a lot on offense. We graduated a lot on offense last year. We're both using people without a lot of experience out there. I think they have 4 freshman offensive players out there, a little less experience than us. But it's a big game. We want the defenses to play well. And, always, we never know what the weather's going to be like in Ithaca, so that'll always be a surprise. We look forward to the game.
Take a look at Evan. Has his approach